Coming up next, girls high school basketball on your sports leader in Lorain, WLCS TV 20.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Shot Palace as WLCS Channel 20 presents Lorain Admiral King girls basketball. I'm Jay Ferguson along with my partner Bob Braskich, and we're here today to bring you the non-conference tilt between the Lady Admirals and the Lady Pups of Canton McKinley. For as long as there's been high school sports in the state of Ohio, Canton McKinley has been a name that's been synonymous with excellence. When you think of quality sports programs, McKinley's name is at the top. For the Lady Admirals, veteran coach Paul Bieber in his 22nd year last season recorded his 300th win, placing him among the elite in the coaching ranks in the state of Ohio. Bob, this should be an interesting contest today. What do you think is going to happen?
It should be very interesting, Jay. And what we just found out before the game is Canton McKinley's leading scorer, Humphreys, averaging 23 a game, will not play due to the fact that she's ill. So that kind of changes the complexion of things today. McKinley comes in 9-5, King comes in 8-6. And as I always say when we do a King girls game, the keys for King is to ratchet up the defensive intensity and stop the mistakes in the open court. I think those are the keys. And if King does that tonight, this should be a good ball game and they can come away with a win.
Looking at the two teams warming up, they both look very athletic. We're looking forward to a very closely contested contest, and we'll be back for the opening tip right after this.
I'm Morton Downey Jr., so-called television tough guy. You know something? I knew cigarettes could never hurt me. Wrong. Now I've got lung cancer, and I could die. What really bothers me is I won't be around to see my 2.5-year-old grow up and say no to smoking.
If you don't smoke, don't start. If you want to quit, call the American Lung Association at 1-800-LUNG-USA.
Lorain Palace Civic Center, offering Lorain County's largest screen with movies just $1.50. You can bring the entire family without breaking the bank. In addition, the Palace Civic Center will feature the following shows in the new year. Comedian Stephen Wright will appear on Tuesday, January 22nd. The National Acrobats of China come Tuesday, February 12th. And for you Beatle fans, look out. Beatlemania comes to the Palace on Saturday, March 2nd. Then the boss man, Ars Sinatra, a big band musical celebration, Sunday, March 10th. If you want laughs, it's Phyllis Diller on Sunday, April 7th. And for real nostalgia, Frankie Avalon comes to the Palace Civic Center on Sunday, April 21st. For more information or to purchase tickets, contact the Lorain Palace Civic Center, 617 Broadway in downtown Lorain. The phone number is 245-2323.
For the opening tip today, Jamie King for the Lady Admirals at 6'2" and a junior. And it looks like we'll have number 30, Telly Jackson, a 5', 7" junior from McKinley. Other Admiral starters, 21 is Shayla Gilbert, 23 Kara Hughes, 33 Lynn Garcia, and 44 Vita Jackson. Garcia controls the tip for the Admirals, and we're underway. Lynn Garcia off to Vita Jackson, and the Admirals are going to look to establish inside presence early. Jamie King down low. Vita Jackson follow up, ball loose in the lane, out Garcia with it again. The Admirals will reset. Right back to Vita. Vita Jackson looking inside. Here comes Jamie King. And another one off the front of the rim, and the Bulldogs control.
You know, that's twice, Jay, in that last possession. They got the ball inside to Jamie King and didn't convert. That looks like it's going to be there given our size advantage.
Cross-court pass, and the first shot for the Lady Pups is off the rim by Abby Gross. Loose ball on the floor, and we'll stay down here with McKinley's basketball. 32, Katie Mallett will trigger for the Bulldogs. King in a 2-3 zone on the out of bounds. Ball out to Tiana Vance, and she'll set the offense for McKinley. Pressure by Lynn Garcia. Katie Mallett on the left side, cross court to Tiffany Douglas, a freshman, down low to Telly Jackson, ball up, no good. Rebound, Lynn Garcia, tied up, and we'll have our first held ball of the day. Ball will stay here to the McKinley Bulldogs. Early buzz, both teams are as cold as the weather.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But and King has a definite size advantage, Jay. I thought the McKinley team would be larger than this, have more size. And their leading scorer, as we mentioned before, was a guard, so it's not like they're missing a big player. They're not missing a big person.
Right. This underneath again now to Telly Jackson. Ball lost out of bounds, and again McKinley will reset from the baseline.
As we mentioned in the pregame, Deandra Humphreys, 5'6" junior guard for McKinley, was averaging 23 a game. That will be very difficult to overcome and to make up for that 23-point loss.
Absolutely. Tiana Vance is their leading scorer on the court, number 20 at 14 a game. She's the only other player in double figures. She sets one left-handed three-pointer on the way, no good, and here comes Garcia and the Lady Admirals. Very good defensive presence. Lynn Garcia from the top of the circle looks for three. Vita Jackson off the boards, loses it, and controlled by Mallett in the lane.
I just think Vita Jackson and Jamie King on the offensive glass today, Jay, can have a great impact on this game.
Tiana Vance into the lane, left-handed runner-up, and
nice.
2-0 McKinley.
Well
here.
done. Nice crossover dribble. She's a left-hander. She floated. Nice touch.
Token pressure by the Lady Pups. Jamie King in the backcourt across to Kara Hughes. I think McKinley will want to use pressure to slow down the pace of the game. They're without their leading scorer. Down low, Vita Jackson passes too tall. McKinley controls, and this is Tiffany Douglas, the freshman.
Well, that's what we talked about in the pregame, Jay. It's choices. Passing the basketball.
Down low again, inside to Telly Jackson for two. This is Lynn Garcia for the Lady Admirals. Vita Jackson brings it across. Kara Hughes down right baseline.
Now run an offense, make the easy pass. Look in there. Jamie's wide open.
Jamie King for the third time from the left block, hacked in the act, and will go to the line for the first two. That foul is the first on Abby Gross and the first on the McKinley Bulldogs. Bob, as you mentioned, a decided advantage inside to the Lady Admirals.
Absolutely. In size, I think Vita and Jamie King, can have a definite impact on the offensive glass. Jamie King's a good foul shooter, Jay. As you just saw, for the year she's 33 for 59. Now you're the mathematician. Let me put you on the spot. I don't have the percentages. It's 33 for 59. Let's hear it.
That's about 55%,
no,
Bob.
That's pretty good.
Nicole Fraze off the Admirals bench into the lineup for Gilbert. Jamie King looks at the second one and got them both. And the Lady Admirals are on the board, trailing 4-2. Whistle and Heather Salva off the Admirals bench for the first time. Heather, 6-foot junior, again continuing that size advantage. The Lady Admirals in a little 2-2-1 press to, I think, just
little
control
box
tempo.
press here.
Steele tied up in the backcourt. Kara Hughes on the ground, along with Tiana Vance, and the Lady Admirals will keep it on the held ball.
In talking to Coach Bieber before the game, part of the Kings' strategy was to play that kind of a box press, but it's not an aggressive press. You keep the guards in front of you and just control the tempo of the game with it and get a timely turnover when you can.
Lynn Garcia controls the ball for the Admirals. Nicole Fraze on the baseline. Back outside to Garcia. Three in the air, off the back of the iron, no good. And McKinley comes down, controls the ball, and here we go with Tiana Vance. Vance and Garcia look like a matchup that's going to be worth watching all day, Bob.
Definitely. Both
Leading
quick, both very athletic, both offensive-minded.
Leading scorers for both teams. King settles into the zone. Here's Kara Hughes.
Kara Hughes, good job. Right through the
Kara with the right-handed layup, and we're all tied up at 4 with 4:40 to play in the first quarter. Admirals settling again into that 2-2-1 press. This is Tiana Vance. Back to Vance, and she looks to bring it across into the forecourt. This is Katie Mallett, shot on the way, no good. Back up and a whistle.
Foul on the shot, Jay.
Looks like Abby Gross will be going to the line for 2 throws for the Bulldogs. Veteran official Mike Boyle has a foul on Nicole Fraze. While we're at the line, let me remind you that Adelphia Cable, proudly serving Lorain area for over 20 years. Adelphia is your link for the best in communications. Cable television, digital cable TV, long-distance phone service, and your power link to the internet. For all your cable needs, that's Adelphia. First toss by Abby Gross on the way and no good. We'll stay tied at 4. Here comes Mia Stevens, number 30, in for the Lady Admirals. Vita Jackson gets a rest. Gross will look to split the pair. She's a 74% free throw shooter on the year, Bob, so that misses a little bit uncharacteristic. Second toss on the air and good. And the Lady Pups are up 5-4 here. Lynn Garcia versus pressure. Looks ahead. Mia Stevens, layup, good.
Good look.
Mia Stevens gets 2 points. Lynn Garcia made the play happen by looking up the court, Bob.
Well done.
And a turnover versus pressure here. I think one of the things that happens when you have a star player that's missing a game is you're always looking for that star player, Bob, and right now they're out of sorts.
And I think it's a good coaching strategy on Coach Bieber's part to press McKinley at this time without that star playing guard in the game and see if they can handle the pressure.
Lynn Garcia, Mia Stevens, 2 more.
Well, I think that's going to be there all night for the King Gals. I mean, every time they look to get it inside, they get it in there and get a good shot.
The Admiral King has got 4 post players who can really do some damage down low.
They do.
This is Tiana Vance.
Okay, a little confusion here by the McKinley Gals. King has changed defenses. They're in a 2-3 zone right now.
Left-hand shot in the air for Vance.
What a nice shot she has.
4 for her. King's lead is 8-7 with 3.5 to go. And this is Lynn Garcia. Again versus Vance pressure. Ball knocked away out of bounds. We'll stay with the Lady Admirals. Pretty early on, that playing that Tiana Vance is going to be the straw that stirs the drinks.
Without question. And I know, talking to Coach Bieber, they had a couple of little defensive wrinkles added to perhaps, deny her the basketball. It'll be interesting to see if the King Gals go to that strategy.
This is Lynn Garcia off the front of the iron. Vance controls for the Bulldogs. Into the lineup for the Admirals, Sierra Wooten.
Behind the back. Did you see that, Jay?
Vance with a nice move, gets to the lane, misses the layup, and this is Nicole Fraze chases it down, over and back call, and will go to the Admirals' way.
Vance is very skilled.
Now Coach Boyle will call over. I think we've got an inadvertent whistle. I think that the official anticipated the player not coming down in the backcourt, and I think that he made the correct call there, Bob, by overruling.
Right.
We'll stay McKinley.
I think Lynn Garcia's got to show a little bit more respect for Vance's ability to attack the basket off the dribble.
I would agree with you. Down low right now in the lane. Shot up, no good. Nicole Fraze, trouble controlling the rebound. Abby Gross, no good for the Bulldogs. Ball loose in the corner, and it'll be an Lady Admiral's ball. It's Jamie King set to check in for Admiral King, along with Kara Hughes.
Well, I know one thing. If I'm Paul Bieber, the Lady Admirals have to go inside here, and McKinley would have to show me that they could stop it. I have yet to see them stop the Lady Admirals from getting the ball inside.
Jamie King with a long one-handed pass that's going to carry out of bounds. Will come all the way back down to the floor and reset it under the basket for Canton McKinley.
That's not what you want to do against full court pressure, especially of that variety. It wasn't that intense up at the top. You want to make the first easy pass and then make cuts. You need a sideline man, you need a middle man, and you need somebody to reverse the basketball to. No reason to throw that long baseball pass.
First time they inbounded the ball without Lynn Garcia, and we had some difficulties.
Right.
This is Vance resetting for McKinley. Kara Hughes up on top of that zone now. This is Katie Mallett. Back across to Vance. Vance, the lefty, penetrates Jamie King with the block. Nice lob pass ahead, and here we go with Sierra Wooten to the basket.
Get a tip, Cara.
Ball tipped out of bounds, and the Lady Admirals will stay in possession.
That's just one of the best opportunities to score in girls and boys basketball. On a run out, if you're second down the floor, the opportunity to score on a tip is about 50%. There was a good chance right there.
Mia Stevens to trigger. Vance into the passing lane, and we'll go the other way. Vance is a very...
A couple drag dribbles there. I've seen her cross over here behind the back. Very skilled.
This is down in the corner to the freshman, Douglas, who tries to get it inside, knocked away, recovered. Gross up, no good. Gross again, 2 points. That's 3 for Abby Gross and a 9-8 McKinley lead. Kara Hughes.
Okay, need a middleman here. Need a middleman.
The pressures have stepped up a little bit with Lynn Garcia on the bench. Now we're to the near side, Sierra Wooten, back to Hughes, and we'll set the offense for the Lady Admirals. Here comes Hughes, penetrates into the lane, jump stop, shot on the way, no good off the front. Ball knocked around, Nicole Fraze up, and 2 points.
Right.
Admirals back on top, 10-9, minute and a half to go, first quarter. This is Vance for McKinley. Left side Mallett, cross court Douglas, and the freshman gets the first 2.
Got to run the floor. You got to, if you're going to press, you have to sprint back on defense.
Got to
and
convert.
Sink below the level of the basketball.
This is Kira Hughes for the Lady Admirals into the forecourt. Penetrates, kicks out. Shot on the way. 3-ball from Wooten. No good. Good check out, and will go McKinley's way.
You know, Jay, I just think the Admirals have to be more patient offensively.
I would definitely agree.
One.
This is Tiara Vance, and the left-handed three-pointer is an air ball, and the Lady Admirals.
I mean, the last couple times down, it's been one pass and a low percentage shot. I still say that the Admirals should force McKinley to stop their inside game before they go to anything else.
That's the strength. Lynn Garcia, Vita Jackson return along with Shayla Gilbert, and this is Garcia to control versus pressure. Garcia into the forecourt now. Garcia right side to Wooten. Wooten down low. Vita Jackson didn't get it, but she's hacked in the act.
Well, you've got Vita Jackson, about 6 feet tall on one block, and Jamie King, about 6'2" on the other, both big girls. And in that situation right there, if the foul wasn't called, Jamie was going to get a stick back on the weak side. I think that is the big advantage for the King gals in this game tonight.
Well, not only that, Bob, but right there, that foul was on number 40, McKinley Gross, who looks to be their leading inside player, and that's her second.
Right.
Vita at the line, first one on the way, and very nicely through the net. Vita Jackson on the board with 1 point.
Vita about 35% for the year from the foul line, 13 for 35.
That's one of the difficulties with getting the ball inside, Bob, is you need good free throw shooters because they're going to be there a lot. Jackson's second one on the way. Around the rim, she's 100% that trip. And the Lady Admirals back up 12-11 with 45 seconds to go in the first quarter. A little bit more on the pressure now. Vance will bring it into the forecourt. Down low, cross court to Tipton, who's in the ball game for the first time. Layup off the front. Lynn Garcia ahead, layup, and good by Sierra Wooten. 14-11, biggest lead of the game for the Admirals. Less than 30 seconds left in the quarter as McKinley brings it across with Vance and Douglas. This is Tiana Vance. The Admirals appear to be...
16 seconds, Jay, left in the clock.
Vance again controls outside. They may be looking for one here, Bob.
I'm not sure if they're aware of the time situation.
Down low to Tipton, whistle. She traveled in the lane, and the Admirals with 7.2 seconds will take over.
7.2. Plenty of time.
Against pressure, McKinley will try to...
keep the ball in front of him.
This is Lynn Garcia.
Bring it, Lynn. Bring it, bring it, bring it. Go ahead.
Swings it. Sierra Wooten for 3 at the buzzer. No good. And that's the end of the first quarter with the Lady Admirals 14, the Lady Pups 11. We'll be back for second quarter action right after this message.
Since 1921, your hometown financial professionals at First Federal Savings of Lorain have dedicated themselves to meeting the financial needs of their customers and surrounding communities. They offer a wide variety of financial investments as well as home mortgages to meet your every need. Loans on boats, cars, mobile homes, and other worthwhile purchases are also available. Whatever your financial need, First Federal Savings of Lorain is ready to help. 7 convenient locations to serve you in Lorain, Huron, Sandusky, Port Clinton, and now at 36690 Detroit Road in Avon. First Federal Savings of Lorain is an equal housing lender and FDIC insured.
The Lady Pups will inbound to start the second quarter. This will be Katie Mallett. For the Lady Admirals, it's Lynn Garcia along with Sierra Wooten and Shayla Gilbert. Vita Jackson, Jamie King in the post. Mallett will inbound to Tiana Vance, and we're underway in the second quarter with the Admirals on top, 14-11. This is Mallett. Left side to Douglas, down low to the high post. Shot on the way, no good off the front. Rebounded by Telly Jackson. Back up, whistle and a foul.
She stayed after it.
Telly Jackson is the leading rebounder for the Lady Pups, and she stayed active there.
Well, you could see she's very quick, very aggressive in there.
Jamie King picks up the foul, her first, second on the team.
Jay, during the timeout, you were just reviewing the Kings scoring, the 14 points in the first quarter and where they came from. I think that might warrant repeating because it kind of proves our point, what we've been saying here, that King has a definite advantage inside.
Telly Jackson hits the first one. Yeah, in the first quarter, the Lady Admirals had 14, 8 of those from post players. Mia Stevens with 4 off the bench. Rebound on the second missed free throw. Jamie King tosses it to Lynn Garcia, and here come the Lady Admirals. Ball down in the corner to Vita Jackson. Vita looks inside. Jamie King with the ball in the post. Double team. Travels with the basketball.
Okay, all right. They went to the right place.
That's where it's got to go for the Lady Admirals to be effective in the half court, Bob.
You know, and I just think Jamie can turn and power that up. She's either going to score or get fouled just about on every opportunity.
This is Tiffany Douglas, Tiana Vance in the backcourt, and the Bulldogs are across the line. Admiral stepping up the defensive heat. Douglas down low, Jackson knocked away. Jamie King controls. Lynn Garcia with the ball, and here we go. Garcia into the forecourt, lane, crosses over, and a whistle.
Okay, now, I see Coach Bieber on the sideline. Lynn, you have to, first open man up the floor has to get the basketball. King players had an open person wide, advance the basketball, and then cut into the shooting pocket to get it back. I'm sure he's going to tell her about that right now.
That foul was on Tiana Vance, her first, the 5th on the Lady Dogs, and Vita Jackson will look to inbound for the Lady Admirals. Lob pass, Jamie King controls on the block, turnaround up, off the front, no. Vance with the rebound, and here comes McKinley. Ahead, ball down low to Tipton, knocked away, ball on the floor, picked up by Gilbert, and here comes Garcia.
Under control.
Jump stop, pass deflected by Vita Jackson. Will go the other way with Katie Mallett. Mallett against 2 players into the lane, ball up, no good, tipped around, whistle. Will stay McKinley's way with 6:48 to go in the second quarter. You know, the Lady Admirals still on top, 14-12.
Jay, I see something else the Lady Admirals have to do. They have to play with a little bit more intensity. These McKinley gals, although they don't possess great size, are athletic and play very hard. They're very aggressive.
Vance up top. McKinley seems to be just out converting from.
Exactly. You know, they have a nice little quick break and a quick return after a score. And they're getting up and down the floor better than King is at this point.
On the pass to the wing, there's a whistle, and Kara Hughes is called for the foul. Her first, third on the Lady Admirals, and McKinley will reset from the sideline. Veteran official Mike Boyle hands the ball, and here we go. Vance cross to Douglas, down low, Tipton, turnaround up, and we're tied again. Kristen Tipton with her first 2, and it's 14-all. This is Lynn Garcia in the backcourt.
Under control.
Vance does it all for the Lady Dogs.
Does.
Garcia in the lane, nice give and go there.
Good look to Vita Jackson.
And again, there's the post, 16-14 Lady Admirals. Vance, Douglas, Vance in the backcourt with the left-handed dribble, double teamed.
Oh, she stepped through that doubles team
very
so well.
nicely, very nicely. This is Katie Mallett, ball off the rim, up, gets the shooter's touch, and she's in the book for 2. 16-all as we have 5:50 to go in the second quarter. Lynn Garcia, ball knocked away. Douglas controls ahead to Vance, 3-on-1. Wooten gets back, Gilbert gets back, but there's a whistle and a foul on
Kara
Hughes, who didn't necessarily agree with it.
Look out, Kara.
Well, that's her second.
That was a good call. The official was absolutely correct. I saw the foul myself. Good call.
Again, Bob, a little careless with the basketball for the Lady Admirals, and then not converting.
McKinley beating King up and down the floor.
This is Katie Mallett at the line, 5'8" and a junior. First one on the way. No good.
And I just think the King gals, and I think Lynn Garcia, they have to be more patient, explore the defense. They are not doing that. They're forcing the ball. She's taking the ball one dribble too far into the paint many times. And I just think it's a matter of patience. Spread the floor a little bit.
Heather Salva, Sierra Wooten return. Second throw on the way, off the front, no good. Tipped around, Jamie King controls again for the Lady Admirals. This is Lynn Garcia. A little bit more patient this time. Garcia will set the offense.
Let's see what they get now.
Jamie King, pass a little wide for Jamie at the elbow, and here come McKinley. 16-all. This is Katie Mallett up the left side, whistle, and Heather Salva will be called.
Another situation where McKinley beats the Lady Admirals down the floor. Defensively, Lady Admirals are out of position, results in a foul.
And Katie Mallett will return to the line for 2 throws. She was just there and missed them both. She'll get another 2 on the Salva foul. 16-all here, 5:23 to go in the second quarter. Mallett's first one on the way, no good. This is a spot that the Admirals had trouble with 2 weeks ago when we did the Glenville game. They had very difficult time boxing out on the free throw line, Bob.
Well, that's something that should never happen because you automatically, by rules, have inside position, and that really shouldn't happen.
Second throw on the way and good for Mallett. She's got 3 and the Dogs up 17-16. Garcia with the ball in the backcourt versus pressure. Jamie King ahead to Sierra Wooten. Wooten back to Garcia, and we'll reset the offense. Garcia left side gets a pick for Heather Salva, and the roll grabbed. Vance got a hand on the ball. Garcia went up and down and will go the other way on the turnover.
Again, Jay, we have to cut out the mistakes. I don't think we've had a shot at the basket in the last 3 or 4 possessions here, and it's because of turnovers. They're unnecessary. Spread the floor, make the easy pass. First open man gets the basketball.
Ball down low, shot on the way by Jackson, no good, and will go the other way on the Salva rebound. Garcia again controls for the Lady Admirals. Right side Wooten, down low Heather Salva, whistle.
And she's fouled. Good play. Now on that situation in King's quick break, Lynn Garcia did throw the ball down the floor. One of the King Big Gals made it to the block, beat the defense to the block, and they got the ball inside in the foul.
4:48 to go. We've got Vita Jackson returning for the Lady Admirals. Number 40, Abby Gross, back from McKinley. Ball thrown to the backcourt by Heather Salva. Lynn Garcia will return it. And the Admirals will play offense down 1 at 17-16.
All right, let's spread the floor here, set some picks, and have some patience. There
from the
inside.
point down low, Salva passed, knocked out of bounds by Sierra Wooten.
Okay, another. I was just going to say it too, Jay. Another turnover again. Heather, you're right in front of the basket. Shoot the basketball. Score.
The Admirals with 2 points in the quarter here on the Vita Jackson layup. As McKinley returns to the front court, ball. Tiffany Douglas on the right side. Shot on the way from Gross.
Oh.
Good. She's got 5, and McKinley's got a 3-point lead at 19-16. This is Garcia. Garcia into the lane, jump stops. Vita Jackson down low, misses the layup, and will go the other way. Vance.
McKinley with numbers again.
Vance, the lefty, right down the left side, and walks in. She's got 6 on a nice jump stop.
Coach Bieber, Jay, doesn't like what he sees. He's taking a timeout.
And we will too, Bob. We'll be back with more right after this.
Sun Novelty, your headquarters for party supplies and educational materials. Sun Novelty has a complete supply of all your party needs, as well as educational materials for the classroom and for the home. And don't forget to check out Sun's great selection of graduation announcements. That's Sun Novelty, 728 Broadway in Lorain. Call them at 244-9521.
Vita Jackson triggers the reset for the Admirals, down 5 now at 21-16. Garcia back to Jackson. Vita brings it ahead versus pressure, double teamed. Lynn Garcia, 3-ball on the way, off the front, no. Rebound, Sierra Wooten back up, no. Heather Salva, and a whistle.
Oh, no, they're not going to call that on Heather, are they, Jay? No. But this is a critical time in the ball game. McKinley has jumped out to a 5-point lead. King has to be very careful here not to let this thing get away from him.
That's the 3rd foul there on number 40 of McKinley, Bob. Abby Gross, who's been their leading inside player. So the Admirals with a little bit of a break as Gross will leave, and probably for the half. Telly Jackson returns. Salva to trigger the inbound underneath the basket. This is Kara Hughes in the corner. Hughes looks inside, baseline move, and a foul. And that will be on number 20, Tiana Vance. And that's her 2nd. And we'll go right back there. That's the 6th foul on the Lady Dogs as a team. And this is Heather Salva again to inbound the ball. Long pass, tipped away by Katie Mallett in the backcourt. Whistle. And we've got a foul. Is it on Wooten or is it on Hughes? That's not what Coach Paul Bieber wanted to hear. That's the 3rd foul on Kara Hughes. She's going to have to sit for the last 3:43. This will be Lynn Garcia returning. 21-16, Bob, only two in the quarter for the Lady Admirals.
Right, that's because, Jay, they've got the turnovers and a poor shot selection down there at the offensive end, which is leading to, pretty easy basket transition opportunities at the other end for McKinley. Rare turnover here.
Vance throws the ball away. The Admirals will come back the other way. Nicole Fraze, who had provided a little bit of a spark in the first quarter, returns. Puts her headband up, and she's all set to go.
McKinley picking up full court man-to-man here. A little bit more aggressive, I think.
Lynn Garcia brings it ahead for the Lady Admirals. Garcia at the top, one-hand pass, goes awry, knocked away by Vance, and will stay with the goal team. Lady Admirals have had a very difficult time getting shots in the second quarter. This is Lynn Garcia up top. Let's see if we can run the offense to Vita Jackson. Vita looks down low. Here comes Heather Salva. Back up top to Garcia as They reset. This is Garcia left side. Nice move over to Wooten down in the corner. Fraze under pressure. Looks for help. Knocked away and will go the other way.
Got to read the defense.
This is the lefty Vance. Tosses over to Mallet. Shot on the way. No good. And there's Nicole Fraze for the Lady Admirals.
It's important, Jay, for the Admirals to get a good shot here. They're down by 5. They can't let this thing slip away from them. And it can.
This is a very critical time. Left side down low. Salva. Double team. Whistle and a foul on the catch.
Okay, you know, every time, Jay, as you said before, the Lady Admirals look inside that time to Heather Salva, something good happens. There's a stick-back opportunity, a score, there's a foul. That's the definite advantage that the Admirals have in this ballgame. They just have to be patient enough to take advantage of it.
Heather Salva to the line for the Lady Admirals. 1 in the bonus. 2:48 to go. First shot on the way off the back of the board, the back of the rim, no good. McKinley controls with the 5-point lead at 21-16. This is Tiana Vance. Lynn Garcia defensively for the Admirals. Tiffany Douglas back to Vance, left side Mallet, back up on top to Vance, and McKinley around the perimeter versus the zone. A skip pass shot on the way by Douglas, and the freshman with 4 points, and the lead is 7 for McKinley. Lynn Garcia versus Vance in the backcourt. Garcia on a whistle called for carrying the basketball. That hesitation dribble that Allen Iverson and the boys in the NBA.
Lynn, let's keep it up there with Allen Iverson and the boys in the NBA. That's.
Mia Stevens returns for the Lady Admirals as Coach Bieber looking for some offense somewhere. McKinley in the front court. Seems like they've had the ball the whole quarter.
And they're very content to hold it right now. They're telling King, you're going to have to come out and play us.
This is
We're
Mallet.
going to be very patient.
Back up top to Vance. It looks like they're going to run some time.
Right, they're in a little delay game here.
They want to play. They want King to play a man-to-man.
Exactly. That's exactly what they want.
Douglas, Mallet, Vance. This is 3 against 2 up top. I think
on the weak side, you've got to look to run through that passing lane.
I think Coach Kurt Bucklew and the McKinley staff would be very happy without their leading scorer to go in up 7.
Oh, Jay, without a doubt.
Down low, Jackson shot blocked. Up again, no good. Back outside, Douglas, Mallet, and Vance resets for the Dogs.
They're going to be very patient. Again, you're absolutely right. Without their leading scorer, 23 points a game, they're very content right now to go in with a 7-point lead.
This is the freshman, cross court to Vance. The straw that stirs the drink for Canton McKinley right here, Tiana Vance.
Jay, do you recall if she's been out of the game yet?
She has not.
She has not, okay.
And she won't be unless there's foul problems. Double teamed over to Mallet, down low. This is Jackson. Back outside, Mallet and Vance, and they'll reset. Now a minute left.
This is as long as I've seen a girls team hold the ball. That was about over a minute, Jay.
It was well over a minute. And veteran official Mike Boyle again with the hesitation dribble call, and the Lady Admirals will get a chance with 58.7 ticks on the clock. Desperately needing a basket here, Bob.
Oh, absolutely, and you've got to go inside. That's your best opportunity.
Lynn Garcia up top behind the back at the line. Nicole Fraze penetrates, shot on the way, and she's got it. 4 for Fraze. And it's 23-18 Lady Pups as they control with 38 seconds to go. Vance knocked away by Fraze, ball out of bounds. Nicole Fraze with a little lift as she gets the defensive deflection, and the Lady Admirals will control 34.8 seconds. Nicole Fraze with a little spark.
Sure.
The Lady Admirals are very athletic off the bench,
yes,
Bob.
They are. Absolutely. I'm a little curious as to why, with the basketball right now, Coach Bieber doesn't have Jamie King in the ballgame.
You'll have to ask him. This is Lynn Garcia, Nicole Fraze. Fraze on the left-handed move to the basket, off the iron, no. Back up by Mia Stevens, no. Ball control, Stevens again, Fraze again, got it.
All right, Fraze is just having a great game off the bench here. 16 seconds remaining, 23-20. Lady Pups.
Nicole Fraze with 6 in the game, the last 4 for the Lady Admirals. This is Douglas on the way, back of the rim, no. Vita Jackson with 5 seconds to go. This is Lynn Garcia. Garcia to the front court, shot on the way. 3 at the buzzer, Lynn Garcia.
My. Running one-hander at the buzzer to tie it at 23.
Well, Bob, a lot of people would say that was a lucky shot, but you have to be aware and know when to take it. So we've got to credit that much awareness. And at the half, with that 3-pointer, the Admirals 23, the Lady Bulldogs 23. We'll be back with second half action right after this.
As time flows on, there are places we return to again and again. Precious places. Timeless places. Places that with your help can endure forever. I'm Paul Newman. Help the Nature Conservancy save the last great places around the world.
Your one-stop place for something really special is Impressions, corner of Oberlin Avenue and Tower Boulevard. T-shirts and sweatshirts personally designed to your specific needs. Anything from bears, trains to zebras, and specially designed hats as well. And don't forget Impressions, your one-stop spot for school jackets. See Dave, the designer expert at Impressions, Oberlin Avenue at Tower Boulevard, right here in Lorain.
Lynn Garcia to open the half for the Lady Admirals. Jamie King, we reset at 23-all. King closed the half with a 7-0 run, Bob.
Well, and the keys, as we talked during halftime, Jay, I think King can get the ball inside, and then they have to get back on defense.
Lynn Garcia in the post with the move, no good. Jamie King rebound back up and a whistle.
Well, they got it inside. Lynn made a strong cut to the open low block. She didn't make the shot, but then again, if you can get the shot up on the glass, it gives King an excellent scoring opportunity, given their size advantage with Jamie King and Vita Jackson. What King doesn't want to do is come down on a possession and not get the ball up on the rim and on the glass.
Jamie King for 2. That was a huge whistle, Bob. That was foul number 4 on Abby Gross, the McKinley's best inside player. Jamie's first toss on the air off the front, no good. And Ms. Gross will take a seat for the Lady Bulldogs. Starting the second half for the Lady Admirals, it's Lynn Garcia, Kara Hughes, and Vita Jackson. Coach Bieber's 3 seniors, along with juniors, Jamie King at the line, and number 21, Shayla Gilbert. Jamie King's second toss off the front, ball bounced around, picked up by Telly Jackson for McKinley. This is Tiana Vance and the Lady Pups control. 7.5 to go in the third, 23-all.
Boy, Tiana Vance has it all there, handling the basketball, Jay, up and down the floor between her legs. I'm impressed.
Back inside, high post to Jackson, back out to Vance. This is Tiffany Douglas, the freshman. Again, McKinley looks a little bit disorganized on offense, not sure what King's doing. But Vance, the good option, cross to Mallet. Douglas in the corner, down low, knocked away by Jamie King. She controls, and Kara Hughes brings it ahead for the Lady Admirals. 7 minutes to go, third quarter. Gilbert, Hughes looks inside, lobbed. Jamie King knocked away. Telly Jackson controls and gets it ahead to Tiana Vance. Vance into the lane on the nice crossover, left-handed one-hander on the way. Rim.
Well done.
Rim glassing in.
Got to get better help side. One pass away up the ball. You have to get up the line and help against her dribble penetration. One person will not be able to stop her.
Garcia controls for the Admirals, down 25-23. Screen from Jamie King, shot on the way, no good. King on the roll, rebound, back up, in.
Well, there's the advantage of not turning it over, Jay. If you don't turn it over and you get a shot up, you have that opportunity right there, the stick back.
McKinley ahead. This is Telly Jackson in the lane. One dribble, shot on the way, and good. Telly Jackson with 5, and McKinley back on top, 27-25. 6:10 to go, third quarter. Gilbert and Garcia. Garcia against Vance. Garcia right side, lob Vita Jackson. Vita off the glass, whistle, foul.
I think Coach Bieber listened, must be hearing us up here about getting inside, because Vita Jackson did a very good job of sealing her man. And again, a foul line opportunity because they were patient and got the ball inside. That's where their big advantage is in this game.
Vita Jackson back to the line. First half, she had 2 points from the line, front of the rim, and gets the shooter's roll. She's now got 5 in the game, 27-26 McKinley. Vita will look to tie it up. Vita's been a 4-year varsity player for Coach Bieber, along with Garcia and Hughes. Second shot on the way, around the rim and good. And we're all tied up at 27, 6 points for Vita Jackson. Douglas against pressure, knocked away by Garcia, and McKinley will retain. Bob, without Humphreys, McKinley was forced to go to the freshman Douglas that started.
And she has done a very nice job. And we have to give the whole McKinley team a pat on the back here. They're playing, without a 23-point score, per game score, and they're still very competitive against a pretty good King basketball team.
Well, this is Vance, cross court to Mallet, back to Vance. Vance, the lefty, controls, foul line. Mallet, 18-footer on the way, and got it.
Vance made that happen because she penetrates the seams of the zone and then finds the open man for the open open shot.
Long pass ahead, Jamie King.
Get in.
Rim, good. Jamie King with the basket, assist Lynn Garcia, and we're tied at 29. This is the freshman against pressure, knocked away by Shayla Gilbert. 5:17 to go, third quarter. We're all tied up at 29. Canton McKinley and Lorain Admiral King. And this is Tiana Vance in the back court against Lynn Garcia. Garcia, 4-year varsity player for Coach Paul Bieber. Inside, Telly Jackson, high post blocked, and Jamie King controls. Kara Hughes brings it ahead. No break. McKinley does a good job in transition. Garcia at the arc. She's got 3 in the game. She had a 3-pointer at the buzzer to tie us at the half.
Well, McKinley's changing defenses, Jay. They're changing on maids and misses between a 2-3 zone and a man. Has the King gals a little bit confused.
And this is Lynn Garcia up top against Vance. Again, as you say, Bob, Garcia trying to reset into the lane. Shot blocked, knocked away, and Jackson controls to Vance for McKinley. This is Mallett. Mallett on the left wing, back up on top, and a crown to the freshman Douglas inside. Jamie King knocks it away. The inside game has been very, very non-existent for the last quarter and a half for McKinley. I think Jamie and Vita have locked it down.
Oh, I agree.
C.R. Wooten returns for the Lady Admirals. Wooten with a basket for 2 in the first half. And this is Tiana Vance. Vance with 8 in the game. She is the game's leading scorer. Into the lane, left hand 15-footer on the way. And she is the first player in double figures.
Quite a player.
Very impressive.
Yes.
And only a junior.
And a junior.
This is Gilbert, down low, Jamie King. Another junior off the glass and in. Jamie King with 8 for the late 6 in the quarter for the Lady Admirals, and we're tied at 31.
And we notice that ball's going inside with a great degree of success in the second half.
This is Jackson ahead for McKinley, back to Vance, and they'll reset. Pass cross court here to Mallett, down low, Tipton against Jamie King, double teamed. Knocked away, and Lynn Garcia will control and push the ball for the Lady Admirals. This is Shayla Gilbert. Gilbert back to Garcia. Garcia penetrates left, 18-footer under pressure. No, Vita Jackson, yes.
That's the second best offense for the King gals tonight. Shoot the ball and go get it and stick it back in.
Vita Jackson with 4 in the quarter. The Lady Admirals up 2 at 33-31. Katie Mallett, 15-footer from the wing. Nope. Douglas the rebound underneath, inside pass Telly Jackson. Whistle and a foul. Jackson's going to get a couple of throws. That's Lynn Garcia's foul. Her first on the Lady Admirals. 3:23 to go, third quarter. Telly Jackson at the line. Well, we remind you that Adelphia, proudly serving the Lorain area for over 20 years. Adelphia Cable, your link for the best in communications. That's cable television, digital cable TV, long-distance phone service, and your power link to the internet. For all your communications needs, think Adelphia.
Heather Salva and Cara Hughes back in the game.
First,
Vita Jackson and Lynn Garcia taking a break.
First throw for Jackson was good, and the second one around the rim and in, and we're tied at 33.
Hey, Jay, we've got a good game here.
This has been very tight since the Lady Admiral scored the last 7 of the second quarter. And that's Shayla Gilbert, ball knocked away. The Lady Admirals will retain possession. This has been a fast-moving game,
yes,
Bob.
It has.
Not a lot of whistles.
Right. Very enjoyable.
Girls have been able to get into a little bit of a flow. This is Kara Hughes running the point with Garcia on the bench. Wild shot up, tipped back in by Heather Salva on a very nice play, and the Lady Admirals will control. Top side, cross to Gilbert. Down low, Jamie King, knocked away, battled for, and will stay with the Lady Admirals.
Okay, you don't have to, get yourself a better passing game. Use your dribble, drop it in there on a bounce pass.
It's not coincidental, Bob, that the Lady Admirals have 10 points in the quarter, and they've all been scored by post players.
Right.
Kara Hughes up top. This is Nicole Fraze just into the game.
That's a travel.
She was a big boost to the Admirals at the end of the second quarter.
Was.
2:53 to go, third quarter. We're tied at 33 as Lynn Garcia will return for the Lady Admirals, replacing Sierra Wooten, who leaves with a basket for 2. Vance against pressure. Douglas ahead to Jackson. Ball knocked away. Heather Salva, who's nothing but hustle for the Lady Admirals, controls. This is Lynn Garcia. Kara Hughes on the left wing on the drive. Baseline back out now. Kara Hughes, a little bit out of control there. Whistled for traveling. Coach Bieber with the hands out says didn't see it. but McKinley will control. 2:36 to go, third.
You know, a lot of the turnovers, Jay, that the Lady Admirals are having are self-inflicted type wounds. They aren't really being forced by great defense.
Speaking of turnovers, here comes Kara Hughes picking up a loose ball ahead on the dribble. Right-handed layup, no good. Vance controls. Right-handed layup from the left side that time, Bob, didn't go.
Right. Get the ball high on the glass. There's somebody around here that tells us that all the time.
We got a 5-second closely guarded call by veteran official Mike Boyle, and the Admirals will take that charity and come back. 2:13 to go, third quarter. We're tied at 33. Garcia across. McKinley settling back into a 2-3 zone, Bob.
Right.
Kara Hughes, dribble, two-hander on the way, and good. Kara Hughes with 2 baskets, 4 points in the game. 2 minutes to go, third quarter. King 35, McKinley 33. Vance with the ball against Garcia. Nicole Fraze closes the trap. They get it to the corner. Cross court to Mallett. Mallett ball fake. One-hander on the way. No. Jamie King.
Nice
big
rebound by Jamie. She just went up there and snatched it.
Kara Hughes now pushes the ball. McKinley back. Hughes jump stops. Nicole Fraze travels with the basketball.
We have to cut out the self-inflicted wounds.
Nicole Fraze knows what she wants to do with the basketball there, Bob. Twice she's been looking to get the ball inside and has just gotten a little bit of case of happy feet. Mia Stevens returns for the Lady Admirals with 4 points in the game. Minute and a half to go, third quarter. This is Telly Jackson. Tiffany Douglas. Back up top to Vance. She settles in against Lynn Garcia. Vance crosses over, 18-footer on the way.
Oh,
good.
My, Jay, she's just a great-looking player.
6 in the quarter, 12 for the game, and we're tied at 35.
She's had a great release on her jump shot.
Garcia, Hughes, 3-ball. Nope, 2-ball, no good. Off the backboard, and Telly Jackson controls. This is Tiana Vance. Quick shot that time, Bob.
Right, too quick. And again, we talked about it in the first half. King gals have to be more patient, take advantage of getting the ball inside.
Minute to go, inside Tipton
Nice
against
cut.
King, no good. Ball knocked away. Off Kara Hughes, and will stay with McKinley. Vita Jackson returns. 54.5 to go, Bob, in the third quarter. We're tied at 35.
Right, and defensively in the King 2-3 zone, I think we have to do a little bit better job covering down the paint, covering down that middle, because it's wide open for a cutter. We saw that on the last possession, and it's wide open right now.
Yeah, the high post is being left unguarded here. This is Mallett. She's hit a couple jumpers. Vance, the only player in double figures, back to Mallett. 35 seconds to go. I think McKinley will be happy with the last one. Mallett, back to Vance.
Jay, do you recognize the defense?
It started out as a 2-3 on the out-of-bounds situation. I think they're just, Coach Bieber's trying to make them play a little bit. This is Mallett, back to Vance. 17 seconds to go. He just wants the last shot, Bob.
Well, I'll tell you, McKinley does something we haven't seen at the boys or girls level in a couple of years. They can hold it for the last shot without turning it over. 7 seconds.
Bieber did match up there with the girls, and with 3 seconds to go, ball in the corner, loose on the floor.
Out of bounds King.
With 0.4 of a second to go, the McKinley ladies throw it away.
Well, once again, we talk about it all the time. High school teams, boys and girls, really have a tough time holding the basketball for more than 25 seconds or so without turning it over.
0.4 of a second to go. Kara Hughes to trigger. Nobody in the backcourt for the Lady Admirals. Long baseball passes on the way. Jamie King, Tiffany Douglas.
Clock did not start. It should have.
Off Jamie, off Tiffany Douglas with no time off the clock.
I think they've got to call that the quarter.
I think Mike Boyle comes to the table. We're going to do a reset. He has no time. Now we're up to 0.1 second.
Well,
and
impossible to do anything with a tenth. With a half of a second, it's possible to get a pass and a touch shot.
Don't tell that to the Michigan State timer,
Oh,
Bob.
I hear you. Right, it all depends upon who's flicking that switch down there.
And we're set with, now they've got 2 seconds on the clock.
2 seconds on the clock. Uh-oh, that can't be. Point two.
Well, let's get this sorted out, Bob. I just want to remind people at Lorain Admiral King High School from February 13th to the 17th, that's Wednesday to Sunday, 7 p.m., the John Jacobs and the Power Team, a weightlifting display, will be at Lorain Admiral King High School. There's a $2 donation at the door. For further information, the number is 988-2866. Promises to be a very entertaining show. 1/10 of a second. Now Vita Jackson to trigger, and that'll do it. As into Lynn Garcia. The clock never started.
Never moved.
It's back to 8 now. That's the end of the third quarter, 35 all, and we'll be back after this message.
Since 1921, your hometown financial professionals at First Federal Savings of Lorain have dedicated themselves to meeting the financial needs of their customers and surrounding communities. They offer a wide variety of financial investments as well as home mortgages to meet your every need. Loans on boats, cars, mobile homes, and other worthwhile purchases are also available. Whatever your financial need, First Federal Savings of Lorain is ready to help. 7 convenient locations to serve you in Lorain, Huron, Sandusky, Port Clinton, and now at 36690 Detroit Road in Avon. First Federal Savings of Lorain is an equal housing lender and FDIC insured.
Reset the fourth quarter, 35 for the Lady Admirals, 35 for the Lady Pups, and McKinley controls to start our final quarter of action. This is Tiffany Douglas, the freshman, back to Tiana Vance. Katie Mallett, high post to Abby Hughes, who turns around off the front no.
Okay, under control now. Let's not turn it over.
Kara Hughes will bring it ahead. Hughes on the jump stop at the top. This is Nicole Fraze, and she got the happy feet again.
Right. Just have to be more patient. Reverse the basketball. Pass it. First open man. Get that defense shifting.
Unforced errors, Bob.
Right.
Just like in tennis, that's a stat that we don't keep
Exactly.
in basketball, but it's coaches realize it. We've got 7:39 to go here in regulation.
Really, I can only count on one hand, Jay, how many times the McKinley defense has stopped King. It's been, for the most part, again, as you just said, the unforced errors we've stopped ourselves.
McKinley has placed a player at the high post here to combat that 2-3 zone, and Jamie King moves up down low now. Jackson, Douglas. Jackson in the corner off her hand, and a good friend of ours, Kevin Mackey, coach, talks about passing and catching, and there's an example.
And how, what a rare skill it is.
This is Kara Hughes. Lynn Garcia, 3 ball on the way, got it. Lynn Garcia with 6 in the ball game, 2 threes. This is Katie Mallett on the dribble around Jamie King to Telly Jackson. Vita Jackson, nice job recovering that time, running the floor for Vita, and knocks it away. 6:57 to play, regulation. McKinley will trigger it down 3, 38-35. Tiana Vance, the show for McKinley. Controls to Mallett. Vance.
Well, that high post is wide open. I just don't know why they don't throw it in there. They could get a high-low or vice versa situation.
Vance, 3 ball of her own.
Jay, she has just ratcheted it up a notch here tonight. Missing her 23-point-a-game running mate, she's really come through with a big game for McKinley. 15
in the game for her. Lynn Garcia up top. We're tied at 38. Garcia inside Jamie King. Turnaround 12-footer. Good.
Yeah. Nice little spin there by Jamie.
Jamie
good lift on her shot.
In double figures with 10 now. Lady Admirals 40-38. Here comes Kara Hughes with a knock. Loose ball. Lynn Garcia, 3.
Oh! Wow, 2 big threes in the last minute.
And the Lady Admirals with their biggest lead at 43-38. This is Douglas. Back to Vance in the backcourt versus pressure. Lynn Garcia, Vance across, nicely knocked away. Picked up by Mallett. Mallett against Fraze. Vance will reset. The tempo sure changes when she's got the ball for McKinley, Bob.
Right.
Gross, high post. Mallett off the rim, no. Vita Jackson, Telly Jackson fight for it. It goes off Abby Gross, who was on the ground for McKinley.
Yeah, again, I don't want to second guess anybody, but if I was the McKinley coach, once Vance enters the basketball, I would run her opposite and interchange her. So I'd have her on the weak side and I'd reverse the basketball to her and let her attack the basket from the weak side. That would be my strategy.
Well, ball knocked away in the backcourt by Vance. This is Mallett in the lane against Lynn Garcia, who blocks it and comes out of there with it. And here come the Lady Admirals ahead to Heather Salva, just came in. Salva on the dribble, one-hander no. Salva again, back up and got it.
Good hustle by Heather Salva. Wow, she plays hard. She really plays hard.
Her first 2, and the Lady Admirals open a 7-point lead. This is Telly Jackson across and too tall for Abby Gross.
What?
Bob, one of the things that may be telling a little bit is McKinley takes timeout is depth.
Right.
We'll be back with more right after this.
Sun Novelty, your headquarters for party supplies and educational materials. Sun Novelty has a complete supply of all your party needs, as well as educational materials for the classroom and for the home. And don't forget to check out Sun's great selection of graduation announcements. That's Sun Novelty, 728 Broadway in Lorain. Call them at 244-9521.
Mom, Dad.
You are miserable parents.
I went to my friends. You called ahead.
Invaded my privacy.
My privacy.
I hated it.
I hated you.
I thought you were the worst parents in the world.
Thanks.
5:11 to go in regulation as Heather Salva set to trigger for the Lady Admirals to Lynn Garcia. Knocked away. Garcia controls into the front court. Ball back away from behind. Tied up, Jamie King and Abby Gross. The Lady Admirals will retain it on the held ball with their biggest lead of the game, 45-38. Heather Salva inbound the ball for King. Lynn Garcia in the corner. 3-ball on the way. Off the rim, no. Jamie King, ball batted around. Tiana Vance controls for McKinley. Not something maybe they needed, Bob.
No, not at that point.
Vance in the lane, 12-footer, up, good.
She's just such a good player.
45-40, Lorain Admiral King.
That's
with
17 for her at this point, Jay?
Yes. This is Heather Salva versus pressure.
I would take a timeout here. I wouldn't lose
Kara
possession.
Hughes, and that's 10 seconds.
Call.
45-40 Admirals.
I might have used one of my, Jay, what would you do? Would you have used one of your timeouts?
It would have been a good opportunity. Lynn Garcia got lost there for him. That's his primary ball handler, and instead we had Heather Salva in the backcourt, Bob. Big point of the game here for the Lady Admirals.
Right.
They have had a 7-point lead. It's been cut to 5, and McKinley with the ball again. This is Vance. Mallet, down low, Telly Jackson. Double teamed, whistle, foul. Mike Boyle's going to put her at the line, shooting 2. Let's see where he's got the foul.
I believe it's going to be on Jamie King.
2 on Jamie, second team foul. Bob, in JV action today, it was Canton McKinley.
Yes, it was.
Defeating the Lady Admirals handily, but something I really want to mention is it was the return to action for Christina Mantini. Christina had a serious knee injury.
And has worked very hard on her rehab.
The last week in August, before the first volleyball game of the season, she had reconstructive ACL surgery and returned to action, cleared by the doctors, less than 5 months.
Well, I see her in the gym working out all the time, and it's great. Great effort on her part.
The free throws both missed. Jamie King the rebound, and this is Lynn Garcia. This is Shayla Gilbert, 19-footer off the iron, no. Gross ahead to Jackson. Jackson in on Hughes. Nope. Own rebound. Back up. Back of the iron and good.
I think that basket for McKinley, and that's going to be a travel on Lynn Garcia. Very heady move on Vance to cut her off, but I think that basket is the direct result of a poor shot selection on the King side. 4 minutes left in the game. You're up by 5 points. You can get that 19-footer anytime.
McKinley triggers it down 3. This is Telly Jackson, 15-footer, no. Gross back up, no. Douglas, ball on the baseline, back out to Jackson. This is Vance, and they'll reset. 3:52 to play. Lady Admirals 45, Lady Pups 42. Vance, Douglas. Douglas looks inside. Played by Shayla Gilbert, back up on top to Vance. Loose ball, Vance controls very athletically.
Very long arms, great hands.
Vance at the elbow. This is Katie Mallet. Fake and a whistle for the travel. 3:32 to go. The Lady Admirals leaking a little oil at this point.
Yeah,
Bob, need a basket.
Right. And it goes back to what we talk about all the time. Cut out the self-inflicted wounds. Have some patience. You'll get what you want.
Heather Salva to trigger against pressure. Sierra Wooten replaces Tara Hughes. Lynn Garcia trying to get it down low to Vita Jackson. Knocked away by that lady again. There's Tiana Vance getting back in transition defense.
She's just one of the better lady guards I have seen in some time. And she's a very good defensive player also.
Garcia, one dribble off the pick. Vita Jackson on the air ball. Basket and a foul.
We've been saying all night long that's you know, maybe the best offense. If they don't turn it over and they can get a shot up, they have that stick-back opportunity because of their size advantage.
And that will compound things for McKinley, as that is foul number 5 on Abby Gross, who's going to leave the game with 3:21 to go. 5 fouls. She leaves with 5 points. And the Admirals have a 5-point lead. Nicole Fraze for the Lady Admirals replaces Shayla Gilbert. Kristen Tipton returns, replacing the fouled-out Abby Gross. Vita Jackson at the line looks for the 3-point play. 10 in the game, 4-4 from the line, Bob.
Right. 13 for 35 on the year.
Vita, 5 out of 5 today.
I've got to change those stats. That makes it 18 for 40 for the year.
Versus pressure. Here comes Katie Mallett ahead on the right side. Heather Salva deflection, ball knocked out of bounds.
Good hustle by Vita. She ran the floor, ran through the passing lanes.
Nicole Fraze really brings a lot of energy when she comes in, so she was right there as well.
Right, and Heather Salva's playing very, very hard out there, Jay.
This is the energy group, the high energy group.
Right,
We've got to throw Sierra Wooten in that group. This is Douglas, high post to Jackson. Vance at the elbow, 17-footer on the way. Nope, tipped away. Vance runs it down, and they'll reset with 3:05 to go. Vance, Mallett, Vance. Left side is Douglas, the freshman. Back outside to Vance. Vance has never been more than one pass away from the ball all day,
Well,
Bob.
she would if I was the coach. She'd be going opposite, and we'd be reversing the basketball to her and letting her attack it from the weak side.
This is Douglas versus Heather Salva. High post to Tipton, knocked away as she tried to go high-low, and Mallett controls in the corner.
Vance has got to give her an outlet.
And it's back to Vance. Vance into the lane, jump stop, nice pass down low.
Yeah, that was a nice little, she fed the post very well there.
The post wasn't ready for it, and the Lady Admirals will control. Kara Hughes returns, 2:32 to go. King by 6. Here comes Shayla Gilbert as well. I'm sure that Coach Bieber has talked shot selection, Bob, because as we come down near the end of this game, one of the things that becomes very interesting is the team foul situation. There's a long pass to Lynn Garcia off her hand, and unforced error.
Right, there we go again. The foul situation, Jay, it's we've got the Admirals with just 2 and McKinley with just 3 at this point.
Canton McKinley wants to talk it over. We'll be back after this.
Your one-stop place for something really special is Impressions, corner of Oberlin Avenue and Tower Boulevard. T-shirts and sweatshirts personally designed to your specific needs. Anything from bears, trains to zebras, and specially designed hats as well. And don't forget Impressions, your one-stop spot for school jackets. See Dave, the designer expert at Impressions, Oberlin Avenue at Tower Boulevard, right here in Lorain.
2 minutes, 31 seconds to play in regulation. The Lady Admirals with a 48-42 lead as McKinley brings it up. Katie Mallett for the Lady Pups. High post to Tipton, cross to Douglas, down low Telly Jackson. Layup, well done.
That's just good ball reversal.
Good timeout. Telly Jackson now with 8.5, 11 for the game. Lynn Garcia ahead to Shayla Gilbert. Kara Hughes in the lane, double teamed. Down low Vita Jackson on the rim.
Get in there.
Got it, and a foul.
Wow, big basket. Big basket after McKinley cut it to 4. You know, Kara Hughes feeds the post, and Vita powers that thing right through the defense, gets fouled and scored. Opportunity for a 3-point basket and a 7-point lead.
Telly Jackson with the foul, 2:07 to go. Vita Jackson back at the line, where, Bob, she's been uncharacteristically perfect.
5 for 5. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. She's going to try and complete her second 3-point play of the quarter as Jamie King waits at the scorer's table to replace her. Vita got it on the way, front of the rim, no good. We put the hex on her. Rebound knocked around, and this is Tiana Vance. 50-44 Lady Admirals. Less than 2.
Okay, good defense there.
Jamie King will return on the reset, replacing Vita Jackson. Katie Mallett will trigger. The Lady Admirals up 6. It was 23 all at the half, Bob, 35 at the quarter, and King has taken an early lead in the fourth and not relinquished it. Deflection, Lynn Garcia along the sidelines. Batted away from behind by Tiana Vance. Will stay gold as Heather Salva will trigger. Here comes Vita Jackson. I think Coach Bieber making a move here just to get the ball in bounds. Vita seems a little bit more, the senior experience of Vita Jackson, maybe a little bit more sure-handed. Lynn Garcia versus Vance. Garcia on the dribble.
Coach
Vance
Bieber,
looks to sweep from behind. Shayla Gilbert on the deflection.
Coach Bieber calling 4. It's North Carolina time, Jay. 4 corners.
Garcia picks up her dribble. Shayla Gilbert in the corner. Coach Paul Bieber takes time, and so will we. 1:40 to go. Lady Admirals 50-44. We'll be back after this.
They came from every corner of the country, from small towns and big cities. But they all shared one thing in common. They belonged to a family called Marines, a tough and determined few dedicated to protecting everything we hold sacred. And still, they come. Celebrate the 226-year history of those proud few who have earned the title, Marine.
1:40 to play in regulation. Lady Admirals 50, McKinley 44. Vita Jackson will trigger on the inbounds for Coach Paul Bieber.
You know, from a coaching standpoint for Coach Bieber, 3 timeouts left.
Kara Hughes
big basket.
Off the glass. Nice pass by Vita. Kara Hughes all the way to the hoop. 6 for her. 8-point lead. Mallet versus pressure to Tiana Vance. Vance behind the back and ahead across. Surrounded. Tosses it away. Down low now, Telly Jackson. Very fortunate layup.
Right. Double teams are fine. Triple teams mean you're going to have a problem if they pass out of it.
1:15 to go. Vita Jackson long. One-hand pass knocked away by Vance. 10, she is fouled by Kara Hughes.
That'll be the 3rd team foul. So it's not a shooting situation. King still has 4 fouls to give.
It's 4 on Kara Hughes as McKinley resets. 1:09 to go. 52-46 Lady Admirals. Mallet to inbounds. Vance, 3-ball on the way. No good. Jamie King up high for the rebound. And she holds it in the backcourt, throws it away. This is Vance. Jump stop, gets through, whistle on the floor.
Very fortunate to have the foul called on the floor because Vance split the defense and scored. I mean, great offensive move. Now, know where she is. She's over in a corner. That's where they're looking. The Kings got to realize and know where she is at all points of the game right now. She's going to be looking to launch a 3.
1 minute to play as they trigger it to Tiana Vance.
There she
3-ball
goes.
on the way. Got it.
I mean, you had to take that away. You have to defend the 3-point line as far as Vance is concerned, given the game situation.
Lynn Garcia, Kara Hughes at the foul line. Back out to Garcia. Garcia being pressured, knocked away by Vance. Ball loose on the floor. Mallet recovers. 40 seconds to go. 52-49 as Vance deflects it. Recovers in the backcourt. Timeout, McKinley.
Wow.
34.5 seconds to go, Bob. Lady Admirals up 3. As McKinley plots some strategy here, what do you think?
Well, I think the strategy, of course, if you're McKinley, you don't have to take the 3 right now, but certainly if Vance has it, she's demonstrated that she can score the basketball from outside the arc. I think what Coach Bieber's got to tell the gals right now is they've got to know where she is. In fact, it wouldn't be a bad strategy if she gets the basketball to go and double team her. That might not be a bad thing to do at this point in time. What you don't want to do from the King side is you don't want to give up the 3 at this point. If they get 2, fine. If you don't want to give up the 3, you have to defend the 3-point circle.
What about the foul situation, Bob? Both teams with 4 fouls. How's that affect
situation?
Strategy?
Coach Bieber, and I'm sure he may be telling his gals, they've got 2 fouls to give. In fact, you know, if McKinley enters the basketball, they can play good hard defense and foul going for the basketball. You know, and good things happen when you do that. They've got 2 fouling opportunities without putting McKinley at the line.
Okay, the situation is this. 34.5 seconds to go. Lorain Admiral King 52, Canton McKinley 49. As we come out of the timeout, it will be McKinley's basketball in the backcourt. Katie Mallet will trigger right in front of Admiral King coach Paul Bieber.
You've got to know where Vance is. I haven't seen any of the other McKinley gals demonstrate 3-point range.
Vance, double team, picks up the dribble to Jackson. Back to Vance. Vance picks up the dribble again to Mallet. 23 seconds to go. This is Telly Jackson. Back to Vance. Vance left-handed dribble. 3-ball on the way. No good. Tipped around. Shayla Gilbert had it, lost it, throws it back in.
Vance
Telly Jackson.
Oh no.
That was Tiana
11
Vance.
seconds, 10 seconds. That was Vance on picking up the loose ball and putting it high off the glass.
10.8 seconds to go. McKinley gets the quick timeout, and we'll be back right after this.
Visual, and you have the lead on the right. The lead on the right. The fight's on. Left 9 now. Coming home. You got the airspeed on me. Visual. Oh, there you are. Darn, I was hoping you wouldn't see me. It's my turn to gun track. Let's do that one again. Okay.
Just in case you didn't catch the number the first time.
10.8 seconds to play at Lady Admirals 52, Lady Pups 51. Vita Jackson in the backcourt for the Admirals. She can run the baseline. Vita one-handed pass to Lynn Garcia. Garcia with the ball in the backcourt. Whistle and a foul is on McKinley's Tiana Vance. Her fifth on the team with 8.1 seconds to go. It'll be Admiral's ball on the sideline.
Okay, not a bad foul for McKinley. Although, you know, they want to put King at the line, right now they've got to give at least one more.
There goes.
They've got to foul immediately.
Vita Jackson tosses the ball away. This is Katie Mallett, and she'll take time. In the backcourt, Bob McKinley will have the ball. 7.4 seconds to go, 52-51. Is there any doubt where they're going to go?
No, there's no doubt where they're going to go. Vance is going to get the ball, and she's going to attack off the dribble. In that situation right there, King Gals have 2 timeouts remaining. If you don't have an inbounds pass, take one of your timeouts. You want to keep your inbound pass in that situation a short pass. If you don't have anything, take a timeout.
Well, one of the interesting situations here right now is with 4 team fouls. The Lady Admirals are on defense, and they've got 2 fouls to give here, Bob.
And that's a strategy you might want to take a look at. As soon as the ball's inbounded, you have to be careful. You have to make it appear that you're fouling going for the ball, but they can do that twice, and that should take another at least 5 seconds off the clock. And now McKinley gets it back in a 2-second situation as opposed to a 7-second situation. So I think that's a good strategy, Jay. You might want to foul right now in the backcourt.
Mallet into Vance. The clock starts with 7. This is Lynn Garcia.
Exactly
There's a whistle. 4.8 seconds. Lynn Garcia called for the foul.
Good strategy by Coach Bieber and the Admirals.
That's 2 on Garcia, 5 on the Lady Admirals. Mallet will inbound. 4.8.
Do it
backcourt
again.
to Garcia knocks the ball away. This is Vance on the dribble. 2, 1, shot on the air. No good, Lady Admirals.
Wow.
That's a very good win, Bob. 52 for the Lady Admirals, 51 for the McKinley Bulldogs.
Great game. And the Lady Admirals were going to foul her on that last possession. She was just too slick, and she avoided the defense and actually got a pretty good shot off, Jay.
Well, Lynn Garcia did get a hand on the ball and knocked it away, and it just kind of threw her out of sorts, took a couple of seconds. The running one-hander with the left hand.
Just rimmed out.
Yep,
it was there.
It was online, but good things happened for the home team today. 52 for the Lady Admirals, 51 for the McKinley Bulldogs, and we'll be back to sum it up after this.
Lorain Palace Civic Center offering Lorain County's largest screen with movies just $1.50. You can bring the entire family without breaking the bank. In addition, the Palace Civic Center will feature the following shows in the new year. Comedian Stephen Wright will appear on Tuesday, January 22nd. The National Acrobats of China come Tuesday, February 12th. And for you Beatle fans, look out. Beatlemania comes to the Palace on Saturday, March 2nd. Then the boss man, R. Sinatra, a big band musical celebration, Sunday, March 10th. If you want laughs, it's Phyllis Diller on Sunday, April 7th. And for real nostalgia, Frankie Avalon comes to the Palace Civic Center on Sunday, April 21st. For more information or to purchase tickets, contact the Lorain Palace Civic Center, 617 Broadway in downtown Lorain. The phone number is 245-2323.
The glories of a full-service athletic director is following today's exciting 52-51 Lady Admirals win. Lorain City Schools athletic director Ray Ebersol mops the floor to get ready for the boys' game. Bob, we had a really fine contest this afternoon. The Lady Admirals prevailed. It was 14-11 King at the end of the quarter. McKinley out to a 7-point lead in the second quarter, but on a 3-pointer at the buzzer, Lynn Garcia put us at the half at 23 all. 35 all at the end of 3 quarters. The Lady Admirals opened up a 7-point lead again in the fourth quarter and held on as a 3-pointer at the buzzer by Tiana Vance went awry. Lady Admirals 52, McKinley 51. We'll run down the scoring statistics for McKinley. They only played 6 girls. They all got in the book. 52, Krista Tipton, a basket in the first half, 4-2. Number 14, Tiffany Douglas, the surprise starter, 2 baskets and 4 points. Abby Gross, before fouling out in the fourth quarter, had 2 baskets and a free throw for 5. Katie Mallett had 2 baskets and a free throw, 5 points. Telly Jackson underneath with a good, strong second half, 10 points in the half, 13 for the game on 5 hoops and 3 free throws. High for McKinley and for the game was Tiana Vance with 22 points on 10 baskets, 2 of which came from behind the arc. For the Lady Admirals, they put a lot of players in the scorebook like they always do. Nicole Fraze with 6 big first half points, sparking that run in the second quarter. Sierra Wooten a basket for 2. Carrie Hughes 3 baskets for 6. Mia Stevens had 2 baskets in the first quarter for 4. Lynn Garcia had 3 triples for 9. Heather Salva a basket in the fourth quarter for 2. And high for the Lady Admirals, and this is where they need to get their points.
Absolutely.
Jamie King down low had 10 points on 4 second half baskets and 2 first quarter free throws. Vita Jackson, high for the Lady Admirals, had 13 points on 5 free throws and 4 baskets. Once again, the Lady Admirals on top, 52-51. They move to 9-6. McKinley drops to 9-6. Final thoughts, Buzz?
Final thoughts. Anytime you beat McKinley, great. And it was really great to see Vita have a nice game tonight, 13 points. And then of course, Jamie with 10, 23 of the Admirals' points coming inside, which is really where they had to go. So I think this was a good win, very good win for the gals.
Well, to withstand the pressure down at the end of the game, I think is a big thing. I mean, that's a growing experience, and
Right.
you've got to go through it a couple times to get used to it. Admirals have 15 games in. As they get to tournament time, that'll become more crucial.
Right.
Well, Bob, we got a quick change on hand, and we're going to be off cross town to
that's going to be fun tonight.
Tonight's Southview and Toledo Scott boys game. So we'll sum it up from here for producer, director, cameraman, jack of all trades Joe Bach, for Bob Braskich. This is Jay Ferguson. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools, TV 20 WLCS.
Yeah, I know. Nothing cool ever happens around here. Wow, the power team's coming. Awesome. Yeah! Yeah, the power team.
They're busy. My recommendation right now is to move out of the managed funds and move into the index funds. George? Are you there?
John Jacobs and the Power Team, the world's greatest exhibition of power, speed, strength, inspiration, and motivation.
God is for you.
Your family will never be the same again.
Anything in your past hold you back from your future.